Mike Sando of The Athletic, a headline has been going around today of something that he said in an Athletic article that he published on February 6th. So a little over a week ago. I'm not sure why it's just making its rounds now, but anyway, I'm sure you've seen it by now. It says that one NFL executive told Mike Sando of The Athletic that a trade involving Lamar Jackson and Miami Dolphins starter Tua Tagovailoa might work. And the quote is, Mike McDaniel probably would do great with Lamar. Maybe a Lamar for Tua trade makes sense. Oh, that's how we getting today started off with this. It's not nonsense from one side, but from another side, it is pure garbage. But we're gonna discuss some factors that play into why this doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Before we get into those factors, let's get into this factor. Now, y'all know I'm always trying to look for ways to make things simpler, to make life easier for everybody. And I love looking for things that are really convenient. But those things don't just apply to football. Those are things that I like to look for in life in general, but especially when it comes to eating. And Factor provides all of those things and more. With Factor, you can get 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options. And they always have something new for you to try. And then on top of the meals, they have over 36 quick bites, smoothies, juices, and even more satisfying and tasty add-ons. You trying to save time like I am? Well, get Factor so you not only can skip the trip to the grocery store, but you can also skip the chopping and preparing and the cleaning up too. And Factor meals are fresh, never frozen. All you have to do is heat it up and enjoy. Now, my Factor order came with 6 meals and 6 smoothies. And there was a nice bonus mint chocolate protein shake that serves as a meal replacement. Even came with a couple of coupons so I could have some of my friends try it out for free. But you can customize your order to your liking. But first, let me show you how easy it is. So the Factor meal we decided to try is the honey mustard chicken. Let's get it. And just in case you ever forget like me, the preparation instructions are found on the back of every single Factor box. First thing to do, poke a couple of holes in it so it can breathe. You also need to remove the cup before you put it in the microwave. Put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. Take the plastic off, then put it on a plate and enjoy. And if you're thirsty while you're enjoying your meal, pair it with one of Factor's flavored smoothies. And you have other juices to choose from Factor as well. Look how easy that was. That's exactly what Factor does. It makes things easier. You cut down on grocery trips and cooking, so you got more time to enjoy what you want to do. And if you have certain goals that you want to hit, Factor makes it super easy to stick to them. So to get started, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code Ingraven50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. Again, that's factor75.com or just click the link below and use code Ingraven50 so you can get 50% off your first Factor box. Enjoy.
And you know just what I mean. You too, team, keep it clean. You see my boy, he like gotta made it. Boy, that's my homie, ain't that right engraving.
So team, keep it clean. What's going on? It's Ingraven here with another video and yet another interesting Lamar Jackson Tua take. And let's just get into it. So on February 6th, there was an article published by Mike Sando on The Athletic. I have the link to the article down below in the description so you can read it for yourself. But there was a section of that article that said, prediction: the Baltimore Ravens will use the franchise tag on Lamar Jackson. I mean, I don't think that's far-fetched at all. I mean, the trade part might be, but let's keep going. They might use the franchise tag on Lamar Jackson, gauge trade interest, and then hold on to him while speculation about Jackson's long-term future makes 2023 feel like 2022. Okay, so get into the article. He said, few expect team and player to reach agreement on a long-term extension this offseason unless Jackson drops his reported demands for a fully guaranteed contract like the one Deshaun Watson signed. So again, that has been going around a lot, that Lamar Jackson wants a fully guaranteed deal. I wouldn't blame any NFL player for wanting a fully guaranteed deal, especially like, I know people like to say Deshaun Watson is the outlier, but with his situation that had all them allegations and he still got anyway. The Ravens did diffuse some of the tension by publicly recommitting to Jackson amid questions about whether the contract impasse had contributed to the quarterback missing the games late in the season. And this is the quote. It says, if it wasn't for all the comments that Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh said in their postseason presser, I would think he is going to get traded. An executive said, I feel like he is just going to get tagged now and play on the tag. I don't think anyone is going to offer sheet him for 2 first-round picks and his contract demands. The question is, are they going to have the stones to stand in there? Do you risk a chance of a team coming in after the draft and offer sheeting him then? And that's a good question. So that would obviously be with the non-exclusive franchise tag. But let's keep going. Whether the Ravens apply the exclusive or non-exclusive franchise tag would affect what can happen next. Using the exclusive tag will cost more and prevent other teams from signing Jackson to an offer sheet while making it easier for the Ravens to maximize compensation in a trade. The non-exclusive tag would make sense if the Ravens hoped another team might sign Jackson to an offer sheet. In that case, the Ravens would receive 2 first-round draft choices in return for Jackson if they let him go. It might be harder under those circumstances for Baltimore to command more than that in return from another team. You think so? You think no team would give up more than 2 first-round picks for Lamar? I disagree with that. I mean, we won't know till we know. Hopefully, we don't find out because that would mean that he was staying with the Ravens. But I don't think that it's far-fetched at all that a team would not give. That a team would give more than 2 first-round picks. But anyway, let's continue. It said there could be additional risk for the Ravens if another team waited until after the 2023 draft before signing Jackson to an offer sheet. Those first-round picks would be in 2024 and 2025. Oh, you know what? I never thought about that before. I never thought about that before because I don't know what the deadline is for the offer sheet. I wonder if he got placed on a non-exclusive tag, so that'd be about $32 million. I know that the deadline to sign your quarterback to an extension on the franchise tag is like the middle of July. So I wonder if that's just the cutoff date for all tags, for all possible trades and everything. So that's something to think about. But hey, we'll know by March 7th. So we'll know in less than a month. It seems like it's just dragging, but we'll know in less than a month what the Ravens are going to do with Lamar Jackson. If they can't reach a deal, then they place him on the tag. We'll know what kind of tag they're going to place him on by March 7th because that's the absolute deadline to place a player on the franchise tag. Anyway, he said those picks also might be relatively late in the order if Jackson were to succeed with his new team. That's true as well. That's true because you can get 2 first-round picks, but they could be too late first round. But anyway, Jackson would also have to sign the offer associated with the franchise tag to facilitate any trade. That part might be a formality if another team were willing to enter into a contract amenable to Jackson. True. Here goes where it starts to get a little funny. It said, it is hard to build an offense around Lamar, another executive said. Really? What? I think it's actually the opposite. Like, I feel like Lamar, he opens up so many possibilities with your offense. I mean, Ravens, they like playing in a phone booth. They like keeping everything close. Like I was telling my guy the other day, like they take the bunch formation too literal. They take it way too literal because they keep everybody bunched up. But Lamar Jackson, as a quarterback, he can open up your offense and allow you to do so much more. That's why a lot of us have been so frustrated with the way that the Ravens have handled this thing because they haven't allowed him to do so much more. But he can do so much more. And he's shown that even before he got to the league. Anyway. So it is hard to build an offense around Lamar, another executive said. You can certainly do it, but a place like the Jets, is that the best fit for what Nate Hackett wants to do? Mike McDaniel probably would do great with Lamar. Maybe a Lamar for Tua trade makes sense. Maybe Atlanta would make sense for Lamar with Arthur Smith, but I think Baltimore tags him and holds on to him. And hey, we'll see. We'll see. But maybe a Lamar for Tua trade makes sense. Not to me. Not to me. They can. Shout out to Tua. I hope he does well in his career. I like Tua. Seemed like a really nice guy. And hey, look, that's Mr. 6 touchdown Tua, right? Against the Ravens. We remember. But I don't want to see him throwing 6 touchdowns for the Ravens. No thanks. Tua's cool. He's cool. He ain't a bad quarterback, but I would much rather prefer Lamar Jackson. I would much rather. And again, for the Dolphins, I do agree. I do agree with whoever that NFL executive, whoever that was. I do agree with what he said, that Lamar, like Mike McDaniel, him and Lamar would be a great pair. They would do a phenomenal job together, but I just don't want it.